crucifixion. It was about the resurrection. So we in New Thought go, no, it's not about that. It's about Jesus lived to free us. But what if that wasn't quite it either? What if this journey of Jesus that did fulfill prophecy, that is in our scripture, I'm sure he read it before he showed up in Jerusalem that day on Palm Sunday, yes? But it's all history. It's all part of the story that we have. But consider this. What if the entire journey of Jesus, what if Jesus' presence on this planet wasn't to free us or save us or to give us life or any of that, but simply it was his own awakening? What if his purpose on this planet was to awaken in consciousness that we are one, that there is no separation from God? What if his impulse, his evolutionary impulse, the impulse in him was to prove oneness, to prove that separation was not real? And through that destiny, through that purpose, through that impulse that was within him, he performed miracles after miracles after miracles. He healed people. He fed the multitudes. He stilled the storm and walked on water. But if he's here to demonstrate, if his purpose was to demonstrate that we are one, what would the one thing be that no one else had done? What is the biggest ultimate separation? Death. So Jesus walked the path consciously at some level into Jerusalem and ultimately overcame separation at every level. He opened the doorway into a new consciousness. He said, "Come and follow me." He didn't say, "Leave me hung up on the cross." He didn't say, "Leave me so that you can worship me." He said, "Go and do the things that I have done. Come with me into a new consciousness, a consciousness of oneness, a consciousness that is beyond all lack, beyond all limitation, beyond all separation. Come with me." And were it not for his crucifixion and resurrection, we perhaps would not have that message today. The ultimate demonstration. Rob and I were on vacation last week. We went to Phoenix and we had a very lovely time. And Kira, our friend Kira, was here. Did you enjoy Kira? Yeah? Did she do a good job? Love that woman. She's a great, great friend of mine. Anyway, one of the things that I got to do when I was on vacation was go to to Joshua Tree, California, which is where I've spent much of my spiritual journey in the last 4 or 5 years. And the consciousness that's there, I did a retreat, but they're not really retreats. Rob was saying, they're totally not retreats. They're like so intense. But it's coming into, my experience is coming into a real intensity of consciousness, the consciousness that's there at this particular place, the consciousness that is in this room that we spend our time, and we go into consciousness, we go into God, we experience whatever level that we're at, and everybody's at a different level. But what happens for me is I get so seeped with, permeated with not only the awareness or the knowledge or even the experience, but the actual palpable presence that is God. And my experience this time at this retreat last weekend was different. They're always different. But I reached a new place, not so much in words, it's the same words, but the experience was so different for me. And what I experienced was coming into the place of knowing, not with my head, not even with my heart, but with the cells of my soul, knowing this presence that we call God. And it's like those words don't even do it justice. Those words isn't what I experience. I don't have words. But the experience of that which we teach, the experience of such love, that I became that love. And the experience for me that came out of that was such love for humanity at a whole new level, for everything that we stand in. We're here on this physical planet called Earth. We're here in our physicality. We're here in our challenges. We have all that we experience in our physicality. We have our joy and our celebration. We have our sorrow and our grief. We have our challenge. We have the sense of separation. We have all the stuff that we have, and that's the purpose for this planet, is to experience. But when you come to know at a different level, at the next level for you, when you open yourself, and I'm asking you to open yourself at a new level, then what we see is entirely different. What if this was a purpose for Jesus? What if this was the purpose for this week, this Holy Week? Now, Holy Week is celebrated across the globe. It's a huge week of conscious awareness at whatever level we're consciously aware. But what if we used this week as an activation week to come into that which is truly important? The energies are here. The vibration is here. Jesus opened the doorway. He's standing there with the door wide open saying, "Come on, wake up, come with me." There is so much more to this universe than we have any idea. Walk through the doorway. Let your heart break open to experience God at a new place. Now, most of us, if we were to take a poll of the room, most of us are in unity. Some people are brand new. Some people have been relatively new. Some people have been here for decades. But most of us in this room are here because of some kind of an awakening. Something resonated. Many of us came when our lives were in trouble. We were having a moment. Anybody had a moment in your life? Anybody having a moment right now in your life? Yeah, okay, there's a few of us. But we have that moment. So we come in, we find something like Unity, we find a New Thought Church, we find something, and we get a light bulb turned on, and we go, yes! And our lives get better. And then we keep going, and we keep going, and we keep going, and pretty soon decades go by, and the question is, and the call is, was it a one-time awakening? Or are you willing to continue awakening? Are you willing to keep going on the spiritual path? Because the spiritual path is unending. So if Jesus is a call to that which is most important to us, what is most important to us today? What is most important to us individually and collectively as Unity of Dallas and collectively as the planet Earth? What is most important? What are you here on the planet to do? Why are you here? There's that in you that is an impulse, that is a calling, that is a yearning to awaken to more God, to awaken to more good, to awaken to more experience of your oneness. So think about the time you had that awakening. It's like the light bulbs went off and you went, yes, and you found joy and you found peace and you maybe even fulfillment for a moment, right? The triumphant entry into Jerusalem. Yes, we're here, we're in the heart, yes! And then life happens. You know, for Jesus during that week, came in as the king, came in as the Messiah, came in honored, and he did healings and he did teachings and he